Okay, this one was from page 28, number 2. Jess has 60 ounces of alloy that is 40% gold. How many ounces of pure gold must be added to this alloy to create a new alloy that is 75% gold? So I think the basic formula you want to follow is you're going to have two amounts that you're adding to get a total amount. So what I do is I do an amount times a percent plus another amount times that percent is always going to equal your total amount times your total percent. So basically every mixture problem you can solve using this method. Okay? So now start thinking about what two amounts are you adding together and what two percentages are you adding together. Kira. What's the what? That's a T. It's a total amount.
And then what's the, it's just like the amount, the 60 ounces of gold?
Yeah, so you're starting with 60 ounces of gold. That's your starting amount, right? And that 60 ounces is 40% gold. Okay? Now the amount you're adding to that, we don't know. We're trying to find that. So that's going to be your X. So your amount you're adding to that is your X. Now you do know you're adding pure gold. Okay? On the test, it might not be pure gold. It might be like on the quiz the other day, it was like an 85% mixture that you're adding. You put whatever that percent you're adding is there. Now, because it's pure gold, pure would be 100% mixture. So you're going to put, and I'm going to put 1.0 here, just so you remember that it's 100%. On the test the other day, or a quiz, a lot of people were putting, they just thought this whole thing was 1, and they didn't know where the 1 came from. The 1 came from the pure gold. That's going to equal your total amount. Now your total amount is probably the hardest one to get because we don't know what the total amount is. But we do know we're adding some amount to 60 to get your total amount, right? So your total amount should be 60 plus X. And what's the final percent that you want? 75%. And once you have that, you have a pretty basic formula there, or an equation, sorry, not a formula, an equation that you can use to solve. So I know 60 times 0.4 is 24 plus, that's 1.0x, which is just x, equals, make sure we distribute here. 75% of 60 is 45. Plus 0.75x. Again, we're just in a regular equation now. Subtract the 0.75 from both sides. I guess it's a 0.75x. Subtract the 24 from both sides. Point 0.25x equals 21. Yeah, that's 1/4. You could just, this is 1/4 right here. So you could just multiply that by 4 on both sides to get 84. Or if you're using a calculator, you can divide by 0.25. So x equals 84. So you're adding 84 ounces of the pure gold to the 60 ounces of the 40% to get a 75% mixture. Questions? Ashley.
I get that there's a 1 there, but I don't.
The 1 right here
It's because it's 100%.
comes from the pure gold.
Yeah, but what is the X?
The X is the amount of gold of this pure gold you're adding. You don't know that. You're trying to figure out the amount of the pure gold you're adding. So the X is your amount of pure gold. The 100% is that percent of pure gold. If it's pure, it's 100%. If you're adding some ounces that you don't know of 85% mixture, like the juice mixture in the other problem, you put the 0.85 there instead.